Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges, respect to the audience, and everyone here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and privilege for me to deliver this speech. And I hope it can bring benefit and inspiration to all of us. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ediz from Qolam University. Today I will speak about failure, the beginning of success. Ladies and gentlemen, every person in this world has experienced failure. It is impossible for someone to live without ever experiencing failure at least once in their life. Failure can happen anytime and anywhere. We may fail in exam, competition, friendship, relationship, career, or even achieving our dream. When failure comes, many people feel disappointed, hopeless, embarrassed, and afraid to try again because they are afraid of experiencing the same pain again. Some people even stop struggling because they think failure is the end of everything. But is failure really the end? I believe the answer is no. Failure is not the end of our journey. Failure is part of process of becoming stronger and better individuals. In fact, many successful people in the world achieve success only after experiencing many failure. They success not because their life was easy, but because they never gave up after falling down. For example, they can only experience many rejection before her book Harry Potter was famous, and her manuscript was rejected by many publishers. At the time, she lived in difficult circumstances. However, she never gave up on her dream. She kept trying and believing in herself until she finally become the one of the most successful writer in the world. From the experience, we can understand failure is not something we so always fear. Even though it can be painful, failure can help us learn to become more careful in taking our next step, patient and stronger. Through failure, we can recognize our weaknesses and growing into better individual. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes young people are afraid of failure because they worry about being judged or doubted by others. We often compare ourselves with some people who seem more successful. However, every person has their own journey and struggle. We should let the fear of failure stop us from trying new things and chasing our dream. We must dare to step out of our comfort zone. Instead of seeing failure as something sad or embarrassing, we should use it as something more as inspiration to rise stronger than before. Every mistake gives us experience. Albert Einstein once said, "A person would never make a mistake, never try anything new." Every experience makes someone wiser. Experience can make a person stronger than advice alone. What matters most is not how many times you fail, but how many times you choose to rise again. As students and the younger generation, we must have strong mindset. When we fail, we should not say, "I cannot do this." We should say, "I will learn and become better next time." Positive mindset and strong determination are the key to turning failure into strength. Through this speech, I would like to remind all of us about failure is not achieved by someone who never failed, but by someone who never stopped trying. Failure is temporary, but giving up is stop our future forever. Therefore, let us be brave enough to continue facing challenges. Instead of avoiding them, learn from our mistakes and keep moving forward, no matter how difficult life became. Never keep looking back at the past, feel pain, regret, trauma, and past mistakes should be faced, accepted, and let it go. Because if we remain trapped in the past, it will be difficult for us to move forward. Let us turn every failure into strength, confidence, experience, and motivation to achieve our dream. I believe that everyone has experienced failure. However, failure is never a reason to stop. Trying through failure, we can learn, become stronger, and continue growing the best version of ourselves. So, do not be afraid of failure. Be afraid of growing up before trying again. Walking to school under the bright blue sky, carrying our dream and hope so high. Do not give up when failure comes your way. Because success not belongs to those who keep trying every day. That is all of my speech. I sincerely apologize if there are any mistake in my word or delivery. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.